What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Brown and Orange Weekly. I am your co-host, Dean Samples, followed by the one and only Clarence Wilson. How are you doing, my friend? Hope you had a Merry Christmas. We
Yes,
look forward to New Year's.
yes, it was a good Christmas. We missed y'all last week. I was under the weather. I was feeling real rough. It ran through my whole family.
Everybody's getting it right now, man.
Yeah, started with my daughter, then hit my son, then hit me. So,
You guys are
yeah,
good now?
we got back healthy enough just to watch a
Good.
crap ass game. But I had a good Christmas. You have a good one.
Yeah, it was good. It was good for the most part. I'm glad it's over with. A lot of stuff.
Yeah,
A lot of running around, seeing family. It was good. It's always a blessing to see family. But overall, I'm just glad it's over with.
yeah,
Holidays are very stressful, especially as a
agreed.
parent. Try your best to do as much as you can, make it as memorable as possible, but you always feel like it's never enough. But
Yep,
it is
uh,
what it is.
I'm in that boat.
Uh,
Well, let's get
Speaking of
into
it's never enough, let's talk about the Browns. Didn't do
uh
enough to pull out a W on Christmas Eve. In a bitter cold, a game I am so glad I did not go to. I got rid of the season tickets because there's no way the hell I was sitting down there in the lower level in that weather. And then I had opportunity to go to the suite with my cousin. Turned that down as well. Still didn't want to make that walk to the stadium and back. It was just I'd rather just sit at the house, be warm, have some whiskey. And boy, did I indulge after watching this game. Let me tell you.
Yeah, that was a tough one to sit through. The conditions did not make it good to play in, and it sure as hell didn't make it aesthetically pleasing to watch.
No.
Uh,
And all in all, this falls flat on Kevin Stefanski. I don't want to point any other fingers. I mean, you can point fingers at the drop passes, but end of the day, no fucking excuse, man. This is all falls on Stefanski.
that's something we will get into. I think it's time to have a heart to heart about old Kevin Stefanski. I feel like to even start doing that, we have to figure out what the hell the Browns are trying to accomplish here. Like, are they trying to just integrate Watson into the offense, or are they trying to win games? Because they that game against New Orleans, a win would have kept their slim playoff hopes alive.
Yeah.
But instead, New Orleans comes in here and runs the ball well and does what we should have been doing
Andy Dalton, the Red Rocket himself, came in Cleveland and got a W.
by throwing 15 passes.
Are you surprised?
15 passes.
They were out Jarvis and Landry.
Yep.
They're damn
Out
near their
Olave.
receiving core.
Out
Michael
Olave.
Thomas is gone. Who knows where he's been? Olave was out, and they still
Whole
managed to
defense.
come in.
The defense was banged up. Like it's frustrating. Um, and then you turn around and we like watching that game. It looked like the Saints were better prepared than the Browns were. Simple and plain to play in these conditions.
And it's wild. It's wild. All the injury report, the people they were missing, the big key players. Andy Dalton being quarterback, man, it's just you got that Swiss Army knife and Taysom Hill coming in and doing this thing. It's a very frustrating game to watch. Once again, we start off looking decent. We find some things that are working in the first half and come out the second half and just completely abandon it like we always do. And just all in all, it's just sloppy football, man. Watson looked good. He's getting better. It's clear as day. I don't care what anybody says. I've seen a lot of hate on Twitter just throwing the stats out there like, oh, you paid 230 million for this guy and can't even get a win against the Saints. You got those passes off David Bell's hands that gets intercepted. You got the drop by Njoku. There's several big key drops that could have change the outcome of this game. But
Drop by Cooper as well in the end zone, slipping. That's the thing. If we're just looking at progression, I feel like Watson's gotten better each week over the 3 weeks. That first week, everything was in the dirt. It was one of the worst performances I've seen by a quarterback. Second week, not so bad. This week, there are glimpses and flashes of this offense being good.
yeah,
The question, I guess, to me is that what about the rest of the damn team? Because we still have issues on defense. Kevin Stefanski still cannot call plays to save his life, and that's the thing. A lot of this game, I was okay with this play calling, but the 3rd and 2 and the 4th and 2, throwing it both times, Chubb not even on the field. These are recurring issues. It's
I'm
every damn week.
I'm so tired of everybody recognizing Nick Chubb is the best running back in the league, but his own head coach, and treating him like it. And I've been reading reports Stefanski's job is safe going into 2023. There may be some changes to the coaching staff. Also heard there could be a change to the offensive scheme. Apparently Haslam's been drooling over Tennessee's air raid offense that they've implemented, and they've had success this year. So it looks like they may be trying to implement that into next year, but I still want to see a change in that defense. We desperately need it. I think it's time Joe Woods needs to go.
He definitely needs to go. They also need to upgrade the personnel. I mean, it's simple as that. There's no consistent performers outside of Miles, and he's beat up. Still has a shoulder injury from the car accident. There's just no consistency whatsoever.
He was benched for disciplinary reasons.
Yes. Why is Miles having beef with coaching staff with his coaching staff? It's been going on for a couple years now.
I don't know. Apparently, this one was because he was sick and did not communicate properly like he was supposed to.
So you benched him for a series?
Yeah.
Who was that was benched earlier this year for the first play? Is that Delpit or somebody, or who was that? I can't remember, but
There's been a couple of them. It even goes back
yeah.
with Higgins.
Oh, geez.
There's an issue with that. The Perrion Winfrey in the beginning of the year, who has been showing out recently, which I love to see. Looks like Perrion's coming around. Speaking of Delpit had a game.
Yeah, nice game. Very nice game.
I'll give him that. But
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next game.
Yeah. So wishy-washy. I'm not looking at any for any consistency out of that. But hey, if he is consistent and starts playing well like that next game, hell yeah, all for it, brother. But I'm not getting my hopes up. I know better.
Yeah, man. So I'm actually in the middle of writing a column about Stefanski, and it's so hard to judge what he's doing and what the end game of this Watson experiment for these last 6 games is.
I think the end game, in their eyes, they just want to see progression.
I do too.
Which is doing it. They said Watson couldn't play in the cold. He played pretty well in the cold. I'll give him that. I'm seeing the progression. If that's what their end game is, I think I'm impressed with it, but doesn't change that shit needs to change overall.
But why do we look so unprepared? Like if you go down our list of our schedule this year.
Sorry.
And you're good, brother. Go down our schedule this year and you look at the teams that we lost to. Let's just start off with Carolina. That was a win, and that was a bailout win. We got bailed out by the refs. We used up all of our juju in that game. But we lose to New York with Flacco. We lose to Atlanta because they run the ball down our throat. The Chargers beat us. New England stomps a mud hole in us. Baltimore. I mean, you go through some of these games you got, and then you have Miami, Buffalo, Cincy. Some of these early games, we were losing to bum squads. Let's just say.
Still pissed about the Jets.
But I mean, it's if you look at each one of these games, you can go back and you can say, all right, I feel like Stefanski made a bad play call in this game. I feel like he made a bad play call in this game. Yeah, you can go down and maybe that call didn't lose them the game, but it didn't help them win the game.
Right.
And that's all I give a damn about at this point. I'm old. I just want to see wins.
I'm right there with you, brother. I'm tired of the excuses, pointing the fingers. Just win. So we missed. We're out of the playoffs again. Um,
Hey,
so we need to start looking towards the off season. I don't really. I'm not looking forward to the Commanders. We'll worry about the Steelers when we get there, but because f them. Um,
they're still in the playoff hunt.
yeah, we're back in the last place in the AFC North. What what areas on offense and defense do you think needs to be addressed in the offseason? Do you think through free agency and draft?
Defense is same thing. Been saying all year long. They need linebackers. They need defensive line. They need guys with experience that can actually play. It, I don't even knock the guys that they are playing. They don't have any experience. They have a bunch of young guys out there or guys that have been in the league and have not had a lot of snaps, and they just can't handle it right now. That's what it basically has come down to. They just can't handle it. Um, then the depth at linebacker is something that I discussed in an article early in the season. Like, all right, what if a guy goes down? Our whole damn linebacker room went down.
Whole damn linebacker room down.
So I think that's kind of where you start. But I also think you've got to add that burner at wide receiver on offense. You got to get, I don't know if it's just the way that Stefanski has schemed Hunt's touches or if Hunt's just now washed, but I don't see him coming back here, and he hasn't really been that much of a factor, unfortunately. So you got to look at a backup, some kind of change of pace back or something like that. What do you think as far as the off season? Because that's, I mean, like you said, the Commanders game doesn't mean a damn thing. Of course, we want to beat the Steelers.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
the season's over. Let's just throw it up that way.
yeah.
Um, would love to win out. If we don't, oh well. If we beat the Steelers, that'd be amazing. But let's just start focusing on next season in my eyes. Get Watson. I just want to see more progression on him. But definitely, I agree with you. The linebackers need to be addressed. Do need a burner and wide receiver. Um, I would like to see Jacoby be retained. Keep him around, which I think he should have been picked as a alternate in the Pro Bowl. You ask me, instead of what's his name from Baltimore, who's backing up Lamar Jackson, who got selected, who hasn't even thrown a touchdown yet. There's a lot of snubs on the Pro Bowl, man. Christian McCaffrey didn't even make it for an NFC.
Yeah, yeah. I looked at it and I think just the realization that we are in another lame duck period at the end of a Brown season just kind of dulled all that stuff. Like I know Chubb made it, but
Who was it? It was Chubb. There was three of them.
man,
Batonio. Was it Miles?
I think it might have been Miles. Maybe, yeah.
I think that is Miles or maybe Denzel.
Yeah, well, I would if I was Miles, I would politely decline and get right. Uh,
Yeah.
it's we're at the same point we are have been at pretty much most of the seasons outside of a couple since we've come back. Where the season is over, we again don't really know what we have. We know what Watson is supposed to be. We've seen glimpses of it, but he's going to play these next two games, and then we're not going to see what he is till next season. Um, and then this goes along with everything else as well to try to figure out what they're doing. And I've been reading that it's up in the air whether Miles and Chubb are even going to play these last two games. So if that's the case too, once again, what are we doing? Like we're just going to run a Hunt out there and
I'm
have,
assuming get him some more touches, maybe an audition for another team, because I'd be really shocked if he comes back next year.
yeah, he ain't coming back. He won't be back. I feel like there's a lot of guys on this team that won't be back. I feel you got your core, you got your Miles, you got your Ward, you got your Watson, you got your Chubb, you got Antonio. Uh, I think Posick will definitely be back.
We just re-signed Conklin for 4 years.
Yep, yep. And defensively, so you got Miles, you got Ward. Um, Clowney's probably gone.
Yeah, which
You
at
got
this point I don't care.
yeah,
He
yeah.
really wasn't that much of a factor this year, in my opinion.
Nah, I mean between injuries and just
Yeah,
piss poor line itself. Like,
very underwhelming season from him.
yeah.
So thanks for your time. Toodaloo. I don't really care.
Do you think here's one. Do you think that is there any part of you, even though I agree that I feel like Stefanski should probably get he should get all of next year. I don't feel like there's any way that he won't get all of next year unless the wheels fall the hell off at the beginning of next season. But do you think a bad two games here? Do you think that the Hasms might say these bad these last two games? What do you think the chances are that Haslam saying, all right, you know what, this is not the answer with Stefanski? I don't think it's high myself, but
If the play calling is disastrous and we just get blown out on some embarrassing shit, and it's like blatantly obvious that it's on him, piss poor play calling, clock management, and so on and so forth. Um, I don't think maybe I think maybe Haslam will step in and be like, "Listen, bro, put the Denny's menu down. Stop calling plays. Hand it over to Van Pelt." I would love that actually. I've been saying that for past 2 years. Let Van Pelt call the plays.
something is just not right in that overall with the team. I just don't understand that how we can go from 11-5 with an average QB to a bad year last year to this year, them selling us that Jacoby is the answer. And while he played well, the rest of the team did not. Inconsistent as all get out. And then, this loss to the Saints is kind of like the capper. They're a dome squad. They come in here on a day where it's 4 degrees out, and they're the ones who do the things that we should be doing, like running the ball, and they get a win. They threw the ball 15 times.
It's crazy, dude.
15 times. I'm at a loss. So I don't know what the end game is. If it is just, I think now the end game is just to see what Watson has and to get him good. But I would like to think that knowing that they still had a shot at the playoffs against the Saints, that wasn't the end game. Granted, there were drops and things of that nature that held the Browns down, but I mean, we saw drops and stuff like that last year for the former quarterback
I mean,
that didn't allow.
it was cold as shit out there.
Mm-hmm.
But still, some of those catches, man, you got to catch those. There were some easy catches that were dropped.
Do you think? Do you think? I think I'm really wondering if Stefanski's going to get out of his own damn way. The third and two, and the fourth and two, two passes, no Chubb on the field. I think he's making it hard for people to wonder if to wonder if he's the right guy.
He's losing this team. He's losing the locker room, bro. It's happening. People are going to want to leave, ask for trades. It's coming. So I wouldn't be surprised if Garrett or Chubb request a trade at some point if it continues to be like this. I really wouldn't.
I would think Chubb would sit back unless you got some inside information. You're pre-gaming for the Ravens game with, I won't say the person on air, but unless you got some inside information on Nick Chubb. But I could see Garrett do it. I could absolutely see Garrett doing it. At this point, he's had constant beef. I shouldn't say constant beef, but he's called out this coaching staff on several occasions. And now with his little one series suspension.
Shit's so corny. So corny in my eyes, man. They fined him too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much he was fined, but he was fined.
So dumb.
It's so dumb. They'll fine you for anything in the league.
Yep.
I will say though, if they start off next year with Stefanski and they start off maybe the first 6 games, if they're below 500 through 6 games, I can. The seat's hot at that point.
You think the leash is 6 games? You think that's kind of where it because that would give him 12 total with Watson, and let's just say the first 4 games. So next week through yeah, let's say the first 3-4 games they give him a grace period. So we need to see good things the next 2 games, and then first 6. That's what you're saying before a possible move is made.
Yep.
I can see it.
I think through the first 6, if we're below 500, the seat is hot at that point, and if it doesn't improve by the bye week, he's gone.
Man, remember 2020? Remember it was good times, wasn't it?
Coach, AP Coach of the Year, in the
beat,
playoffs.
beat the brakes off the Steelers.
What a time to be alive, man! What a time to be alive. I miss it. I miss it so much. Got a little taste of success, and it was so sweet.
I miss 2018. 2018 was great. Like, because there was like minimal expectations. We were just kind of coming out of the doldrums. Things were lovely. And then, 3 years later, 2 years later, we make the playoffs. And now we're right back where we started from in the beginning of 2018, wondering if we have the right guy at quarterback, which I think we do. But we're not, again, it's a cliffhanger because we're not going to get to
definitely
see
have a guy. We're good at
Yeah.
quarterback. It's just coaching, the play calling, the staff, the whole front office. They need to have a coming to Jesus meeting for real. It needs to happen. Bring Greg Williams back on defense.
Don't tickle that, man. 5-3.
I see you got the Denny's menu in the background. I just noticed that.
Yeah. He's ordering a Grand Slam breakfast, sunshine skillet, and big old thing of orange juice. I don't. Stop looking at the menu, Kevin.
Put the damn menu down. He just doesn't know. He gets flustered in like big situations, key situations. You can tell.
Well,
I want him gone now. I'm just gonna say it.
and I can't that's the thing. I can't disagree. Like, there's enough evidence that says that he's not the guy. The only thing that we don't have on him is an extended period of time with Watson, which I feel like he deserves. But at the same time, if he's just going to keep shooting himself in the ass, throwing it on 3rd and 4th and short, going for it on times where he could kick a field goal, like, it's the same shit. I think there's enough there for him to be fired. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not sure that I want it to happen. I don't know. This team has got
I
me.
want him to be good.
Yeah, yeah. I want him to be good.
I also want to see him get fired up and get in someone's face on the sideline. I just want to see him coach the damn team.
No man, he's too busy ordering a number seven and so, uh, well,
I don't.
man, I don't know. I guess we should probably make some kind of prediction. I feel like there was very little. The only flowers I got to hand out this week, man, is to the fans staying out there. God bless y'all.
Yeah, I got pictures from friends that went there. Man, their beers frozen. It's just that's depressing, man. It's cold as shit. Build a dome. That stadium was empty. They moved fans from upper deck down to the lower level.
Uh, you could hear all the stadium music loud and clear on the broadcast. You heard every song loud and clear.
I would say that stadium was 35-40% at capacity.
If that. Tickets were $5 on SeatGeek. That included fees.
They had a busted pipe,
Yeah, I saw that.
water everywhere. It was just build a dome, make it happen. I know they said the way is the stadium is, it'll be very difficult to do it architecturally. Y'all can find a way. Build a dome around a damn thing. I don't get
That's what they should probably put something over the opening. I don't know how.
expand, buy some land around it, expand it a little bit, build around it. You can
Yeah,
do it. Do it the
I'm
kind of
no
Cavs did. Put a glass case around the damn thing. Just
yep. I'm no engineer, but I figure that somebody's smart enough out there to figure out a way for them to play indoors.
oh yeah, y'all can make some miracles. Make it happen. There's no
Well,
way that benefits anybody. There's no home field. There's no advantage to that playing in that type of weather. There's not. It's just
shit, Saints look good.
they didn't look that good. We made them look good. There's a difference. We made them look good.
All I know is that they had a quarterback throw the ball 15 times. They had Taysom Hill come in and run down our throats. Kamara was getting runs. They did what they were supposed to do and won that game. And their offense looked more imaginative than what our offense did. I'm just saying, man. It's the simple things. Going back to Stefanski, when we have Brissett at quarterback, who's not fleet of foot. Not at one point did they put Josh Dobbs in there to see if he could do a damn thing.
He
Today,
got signed by
Dalton,
Tennessee, but I'm glad to see that.
yeah, yeah. Dalton today, we know he's not fleet of foot, but they have that built-in weapon with Hill, and they use him.
Yeah, Swiss Army knife. Who does everything? He does everything for that team. Special teams. Does he play a little defense? Wouldn't be
I'm
surprised.
not. I'm sure they probably sneak him in there somehow.
Quarterback, tight end, wide receiver, running back, fullback. Dude does it all. I'm sure if the kicker went down, he'd probably go out there and kick a damn fucking 50-yard field goal for a win. See
Probably.
Greg Joseph kicking a 61-yard game winner this weekend.
Yeah.
Former
Yeah.
Brown. You got Baker out in LA putting 51 up.
And
What?
that might be, and we don't talk Baker because he don't wear brown and orange, so he don't matter. But that's another thing that I've been thinking about. Might be another indictment on Stefanski. Is if Baker goes to LA and plays well for
Revives his
these,
career.
yeah, for these last few games, and let's say we don't know the severity of Stafford's injury, but he obviously isn't probably going to play it all this season. And I'm here. I've read a few things that said it might extend in the next season. Who knows? If Baker plays
Back
well,
season or something like that, wasn't
yeah,
it?
Baker
Yeah.
plays well these last two games, and then plays well first few games of next season.
Randy Orton might not be able to wrestle again because he had a back fusion in his back.
I'm saying.
But
Baker
then
plays
again,
well. What's that say about
Randy be
Stefanski?
jumping like 10 feet in the air and hitting people with RKO's out of nowhere, landing flat on his back. It's a little different, but
If Baker plays well, what does that say about Stefanski?
your ass.
Man, let's get to the prediction before I break this computer for next week. We don't really give a damn about this game. We both agree that we just want to see. I want to see Deshaun Watson put up a couple hundred yards passing and a couple touchdowns and not look like doo doo. He's like you said, he's gotten better,
He's gotten better.
but we're not seeing a whole lot of production from this offense. So I want to see some scoring. Um, the Commandos still, they're still in the hunt. I didn't even look. I'm not gonna lie. I just the Browns game just pissed me off. We looked like a sad sack. Commandos 7-7-1, still fighting. I think when we first got him, I said at least 3 games. I think this is the fourth game. I think this is a game he comes out. I think we spoil the Commandos. Yes, I said it. We spoil the Commandos playoff chances. Browns win. It's hard for me to
Really?
pick them to score 21 points because they ain't done it since he's been back. But Browns win 24-17.
Okay.
Watson 275 yards passing, couple TDs. We get right.
I would not be mad at that at all, bro. But I'm going to be realistic here, and I think the Commandos are going to beat us 21-13.
Could just as easily see that happening.
Got a Mari Cooper touchdown and 2 field goals from my boy Cade. That's it.
If they come out like that, if that's what happens, and we can't get the damn ball in the end zone a couple times,
Or we're
it's
going to get in the red zone and we're going to go for it on 4th and 2 and get
and blow
sacked
it.
or something. We're going to have a couple turnovers.
Ah.
And I know everybody. I'm usually positive. I'm trying to be positive. I usually try to be positive here, but I'm not on that today. I'm not.
They haven't given us a reason to be positive.
No.
Plain and simple. No reason to be positive.
Nope.
Well, we're back. We're back, folks.
Nope.
We won't be missing any more shows, God willing. Hopefully, no more sicknesses for me or Dean or anybody in our families.
Stay warm out there. Be good to
Yeah,
everybody.
yes. What Dean said: stay warm and be good. Be good. Be good to other people.
Good. Be kind.
Check out all the Bleeds In podcasts. Cavs, although they just lost to the Nets. Still red hot.
We'll be all right. Got the Guardians heating up. Got high school sports on fire right now. Go to Believe in Prep. Go to Believe in Media, LLC.com for articles for local high school basketball. We're on it. We got some guys who are just grinding out, going all these games and
Yeah.
amazing jobs. So shout out to them. Shout
Yeah.
out to
Marshawn, who was it? Marshawn, Quinn, Zach, no, or Zach Nolan,
Mel.
I believe.
You've done
Mel.
a couple.
I did all the football stuff. I haven't been able to get out to basketball yet, but
Oh yeah,
they're
the
killing it.
basketball.
They're killing it out
It's too fast. That's too fast paced for me.
there.
Keep his stats. I don't know. I might try it. I've done the football though.
Yeah, football's nice.
Shout out to them. You all are doing amazing. Shout out to the whole Believe in crew. 2023 is going to be a huge year for us. So stay tuned. Ride with us. Grow with us. Give us a like, follow, tell your friends, your mama, everybody.
That's right.
But we'll be back next week. Hopefully in a better mood and a Browns W.
I hope so.
Hope so too.
If
Like I
not,
s- let these people know.
even after
I'm
rough
ready to
weeks,
hear
even after rough weeks like this, in the immortal words of the noted senior archaeologist Frederick J. Kitchens, if you don't wear brown and orange,
it. You
it
don't
don't
matter.
matter.
Oh, we'll see you guys next week.